I was like, that's so wild, that appointment. Good afternoon, Greater Philadelphia area. This is Toole Time Real Estate Radio on WWDB 860 AM. I'm Tom Toole. She's Sarah Timon. We are talking about 4 local stats that tell me there's a ton of opportunity in the market right now. We're going to break them down for buyers and sellers next. We've also got a ton of local news happening right now. There's revised plans for the Exton Square Mall. Hahnemann's being converted to apartments after being vacant since 2010. The 76ers and Josh Harris are buying buildings along the Market East Corridor, which one of the most underutilized part of the cities in my view. And there's an event tomorrow night in Philadelphia we're going to talk about, along with 4 incredible new listings and a boatload of open houses. So if you get some value out of this or you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You can click on the bell for notifications. And if you want to schedule a call with Sarah to talk about these 4 stats and how they could impact your real estate plans, you can do that with the link in the comments. So, Sarah, let me lay these stats on you here because I am clear we are seeing the beginning of the market kind of shifting, some more opportunity that's out there, and there's some stats that back this up. So the first one is showings in the entire Bright MLS service area. Showings are up 2.3% year over year, so they're basically flat. Is really what we're seeing there. If you look at the Philadelphia metro statistics, because Bright includes like DC, Jersey, Virginia, parts of Maryland. If you look at Philadelphia specifically, let me get to that part of the report here. So the Philadelphia stats, you look at showings, they're actually down 1.2%. So we could call showings flat, right?
Sure.
We're seeing that active listings in the Philadelphia metro area are up 16.1% compared to last year. And we've seen new listings are up 1.7%. So we've got more listings coming to the market as well as more inventory sitting on the market. And we've seen 10.9% of all the active listings have a price decrease, and cancellations are up 38.1%. So before I get into my whole dissertation of this, what do you think about these stats? What do these stats tell you?
Yeah, I mean, I think they can be misleading because there are a lot of homes that are coming up and do go right away. But there's definitely opportunity as well. I think the last thing that a buyer wants is to have to get out on like the day that the property hits the market and then has to be ready to submit an offer, that day. But those properties are still, out there. That definitely still happens. But for some of the other properties, like you have more opportunity. So I think it's kind of case by case, and you want to be proactive and kind of getting in touch with that listing agent in advance to find out, what the deal is and how much time you have.
I think that's a great way to look at it. That it's got to be case by case. If you're just assuming stats tell you everything, you're not doing a good job as an agent. Now, what these do tell me here is that the big takeaway I see is that you got showings are kind of flat, right? But you got all this inventory that's come to the market. 16% is a large number, so that's where I see some opportunity for folks that maybe have been sitting on the sidelines, that have been waiting for inventory to come to the market. And the fact that there's a 38.1% increase in canceled listings, that tells me there's probably a bigger opportunity to negotiate with folks than you might realize, because some of these homes are sitting on the market and buyers are so afraid to make offers right now. Are you seeing that with a lot of buyer mindset? They just don't want to make the offer. They're nervous about it. And that's been something that's been trending, for a few years now.
Yeah, for sure. What's interesting is I've had listing agents that have said, when I've reached out with some different questions about things like, hey, write the offer, because they may have had conversations with their seller about maybe making some adjustments or, and it's the listing agent wants the offer to be written, whether it's at the number or not, if they don't have anything else in hand.
Well, and that's a good listing agent, because there's so many listing agents that will never call you. They'll never follow up. They won't even take the call. And I think that's something you need to be looking at as a seller. Is your listing agent being proactive with the feedback? Are they communicating with folks? Because showing time is not enough to service your client as a listing agent. So I think that I'm glad to hear that there's people doing that. What I see here is that, the market hasn't shifted, it's shifting. And what I mean by that is this isn't some like buyer's market all of a sudden, but there is some opportunity now. We saw rates drop down a little bit the past couple weeks. There's some opportunities out there, especially if you're a first time buyer. What are you telling your clients right now when you see this kind of data? Because I think there's a lot of folks that they're like on the fence. They don't know what to do. I think people are starting to come around, but there's every excuse in the book not to go do something right now. So what are you doing on a day-to-day basis with some of these? Because I know you're writing offers. You were writing offers this weekend. You're showing homes. You're going on listing appointments. So what are you doing to keep people in action?
I think like I've noticed for a number of properties that I've taken buyers out to in the last week or so have had longer coming soon timeframes. Now, and that could have something to do with the week before being the 4th of July week. So maybe it's a listing that would have hit that Friday, but it was the 4th. So instead they extended it out another week or close to, making the coming soon go from a week to a week and a half to 2 weeks. So that gave us time to, get scheduled to go out there either the first day or the first 2 days, be prepped with the seller's disclosures, running comps, all of that stuff, so that it's not on the fly. All the properties that we were looking at for the most part were ones that we knew were going to be hot properties. So just kind of letting people know, again, that it's case by case, because there were at the same time, there was like another property or two that I had taken another client out to look at that had been on the market for a while. And I had talked to the agent about, what the seller was looking for. So they were different conversations for the different homes, for like how much time we had, how aggressive we had to be.
Sure. Well, and I think that's good work by you. I mean, think about all the prep work that you're doing here. I mean, most agents they don't do that sort of stuff. So has this longer coming soon timeframe that you're seeing, has that helped you better serve your clients? Or do you think that's a good move for sellers?
I think it can be a good move for sellers. I think for two of the properties specifically that I'm thinking of that had the longer coming soons, one had a ton of offers the first day. And the other went under contract in the first weekend. So I think in those cases, they had a good launch program there. And it did kind of allow lining up in advance to get out there. And it also worked out well because when the clients initially reached out to me with these properties, it was like the 4th of July weekend. So I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So it was like a relief seeing like, oh, they don't hit the market until next week.
Yeah. And that might've had something to do with it as well. And that's being smart, looking at the calendar this time of year. So, and I think this really demonstrates that as much as these stats are going to tell a story, because the data doesn't lie, they also can be a little misleading based on these case-by-case studies. So as we head into the outlook for what's going to happen later this month and what's going to happen this year, it doesn't look like we're going to see any movement from the Fed at their meeting the end of the month after that jobs report. We're seeing that nationally, and this is always interesting, is that we see actually more inventory nationally than we're seeing locally. There's 30% more homes on the market than there were last year in the U.S. Obviously, Philadelphia and the Northeast is a bit different because we don't have that surge of new construction. And listings actually fell last week across the country. New listings, that is, not active listings. So, when you look at, you get these folks, and I think there's we were talking about this today on a role play call we did about the buyer that wants to wait for a better home to come on the market. So they see something that's good, but they're like, what if something better comes along? How are you navigating that conversation right now?
So, I mean, it's tough, right? But there's always a chance that something better could come along. But it may also depend, like, how many homes have we looked at? Is this the first one that really like felt like a good fit out of 15 homes? If so, how long is it going to be another 15 homes until a better one comes along? What are the things that make this home that's kind of like holding you back? And are they things that can be improved upon, changed, made to be what you want them to be, either now or over time? Or are they things that there's nothing you can do about it, right? If you always wait for something better to come along, you may always be waiting,
That's a good point.
And what are you gonna be able to get if this better home comes up, how do you know that you're going to be able to be the one to get it? Are you already in the top of your price point? Is that where this home's going to fall? How are you going to be able to compete and ensure, be able to say that you're going to get it? I mean, there's always a chance that something else comes along. My advice generally is, once you get under contract, or especially once you close, to not stop looking at listings.
Yeah.
Because it's just torturing yourself.
Well, I think that's actually really good advice, because if you were comfortable enough to move ahead and you're not asking yourself this, but then you start looking at all these other things, I think that can be challenging. What I'm also clear on is that, I mean, we've all had clients where they're still looking at properties when they're under contract on something else. Mm-hmm. And I think you need to ask questions like, hey, how fast do you see yourself moving when we find the right home? I would, if I'm an agent right now, I would stop saying dream home or perfect home. Right. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, and that's and also I feel there is no perfect home, even if you have an unlimited budget. There's always something else that could be a little bit different or tweaked a little, you know what I mean? So it's kind of regardless of price point and budget, having something that is, over 100% perfect is almost impossible.
It's not going to happen. I mean, there's going to be something there. Perfect doesn't exist anywhere. So if I'm an agent, I'm stopping these drips that say Sarah's dream home search. What if you're looking for your first house? It's probably not your dream home. I think people
Sarah's realistic home search.
Yeah. Here's your above average home search right now. You're looking for mediocre homes, Sarah. Imagine you put that in there. Sarah and Eric's mediocre next home search. But I think there's a new home search is good. The right home search is good, but those words are not a smart thing to be saying. Just like when people said the market's really crazy, when I hear a crazy person, I'm getting out of the way, right? Yeah. So, but what you can do, and I think this is smart for the buyer that says, hey, I'm concerned about, I'm going to find something different. Well, you could ask them, hey, what feels riskier, buying this home now or hoping something comes on the market later?
Right.
And that gets them thinking. You could use language like, hey, why don't we negotiate? And think about all the contingencies with a deal too. You got HOA docs, right? You got inspection sometimes. Let's move ahead. You feel good about moving ahead with this home. Let's control the property for the next 15 days and do the inspection and do all our due diligence here that's built into the contract. And that can help people get more comfortable with the home, because they're waiting another 2 or 3 weeks, not 3 weeks, but 2. And they still don't see anything. They're like, all right, this probably is it. And you got to tell people what their time frame is and what the contract actually means. And another great thing that consumers need to think about is, do you believe something better is coming, or do you know something better is lined up? Maybe they know about something you don't. Because a lot of times, neighbors find out about homes coming to the market before we would. So
sure. There's
a lot of ways there. I'm clear that we probably you can help people understand that, but it's when you're too afraid to do anything, I think to your point, you're going to be waiting around for a while.
Right. And I think kind of having that conversation about if this checks 75% of the boxes, don't have your expectation be that it will check 100% of the boxes. Kind of set the bar at 70, if it's checking 75% of the boxes and the unchecked 25% wasn't your it must have this.
Yeah.
Then that's, you're in a territory of that being a good fit.
I agree. And it's, you look at the 4 things you can control. It's price, condition. So you can try to change those. I mean, you did major renovation work on your house. You change that. People negotiate prices on homes all the time. Here's what you can't change: the neighborhood and the floor plan, unless you got a boatload of money, because that can be very difficult. So with this inventory growing, I don't think there's going to be this plethora of homes coming to the market right now. I think that's really important. While there may be opportunity, and I'm clear competition has waned, but like you said, you had a very competitive situation over the weekend. There are opportunities in the market with those 4 stats, because the number showings really haven't changed. You're seeing more inventory come to the market. You're seeing some the unrealistic sellers aren't getting their number anymore. I think that's a good sign for buyers. So when you see that happen here in the month of July, I think there's probably a window of the next 6 weeks where you might have a little less competition than what happens once you hit Labor Day.
Yeah.
So what do you think happens the second half of the year, Sarah? Are we going to see kind of more of the same? I mean, we haven't really talked about this too much before we take a break here. Do you see the market changing at all? What are your second half expectations for the market when it comes to securing properties and getting listings sold? Because we can talk about rates and all sorts of stuff all we want. I don't know if that's going to change too much.
Yeah, I think overall, as a buyer, your opportunity to maybe be able to negotiate some things, maybe to be able to have a little bit more time to make some decisions is going to be within the next 6 weeks. Then I think that we're going to see a little bit of like a bump in activity from like everyone. I think rates are going to remain pretty much around where they've been. I mean, you could fluctuate a bit, but I think we're kind of, the rates are where the rates are.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking to, buyers, I think the next 6 weeks is your best time this year to secure something, get into it by the end of the year with things going in your favor.
Now, I tend to agree. I think there's a window in time right now to get a home in a little less competitive situation. I don't see prices coming down.
Nope.
I don't see competition really changing too much. Inventory is probably going to continue to grow, and prices are going to be a little softer, meaning they're not going down, but you may not have 10 offers. You might have like 2 offers. And I think that's realistic for sellers. And there is a delta between seller expectation and what's actually happening right now, which is very dangerous if you're not educating folks like that as an agent. So I don't see the market changing here too much. Now, we're in a lot better shape than some other places. I was just talking to a friend of mine down in Florida on the way over here. And I mean, they have a full-fledged buyer's market, which is a challenging thing. I mean, there's lots of inventory and it creates a lot of indecision. So there's a lot of good things happening here. And just keep in mind, showings are flat, active listings and new listings are up, canceled listings and price cuts are up, meaning there's some more ability to negotiate. That spells opportunity for anyone thinking about getting into the market. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk about all this local stuff going on here next on Toole Time Real Estate Radio on WWDB 860 AM.
Local mortgage service and great rates on your money? Look no further than Mortgage America. We've been operating in the greater Philadelphia area for 40 years with a focus on smooth, easy access to home purchasing. Whether you're a first-time buyer, upsizing or downsizing, or just refinancing, we have programs for you. We also have closing cost assistance programs and access to subsidized interest
not
rates.
at all. Well, we can still use, we'll be able to use Maddie's crib.
Oh, yeah.
But we haven't set up we're not setting up a room yet because we'll be in a bassinet in our room for like months. So I think Maddie was in our room for like, now
we got him out in 6 weeks. I'm like, where's he going? I'm so scared of sleeping. I'm like, oh God, don't look at the baby.
Yeah, no, I think Maddie was in our room for at least like 5 months, but our bedroom was on the 3rd floor and Maddie's was on the 2nd floor because it was in the city. So that maybe kept her in there a little,
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
get
mean?
that.
But yeah, so I was like, well, we're not going to worry about setting up a room yet.
If you're thinking of becoming a real estate agent in the greater Philly area, I have a special
Well, and it's not like we have some like really cute plan for the room. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be just.
I had the first we had the same decorations up for 3 kids.
Yeah.
Made it neutral.
I mean, we didn't even have like Maddie's room wasn't. I mean, it was like cute, but it's not like I'm not a decorator.
We had 3 things hung up on the wall, and they came with the bedding. They came with it. We didn't do much either. It was
Right.
My mom made window treatments.
Yeah.
She was a home ec teacher, so that was
Yeah.
fine.
We offer proven systems and
So yeah, we haven't like
We-
done.
it was like that.
set more appointments and
Yeah.
sell homes. Now,
See
here's
my
the
house. It's
offer.
got big screen TVs
If you don't have a
everywhere.
real estate license yet, we offer real estate scholarships
Um,
so you can get one for free.
Check it out at realestatescholarshipprogram.com.
Yeah, I think we might. There's like a we have a dresser that doesn't have anything in it in one of the closets in Maddie's room. I think we might just like put his stuff in there until we figure out like what we're doing, because we're gonna have to combine. Right now we have one of the rooms is an office and one of the rooms is a guest room. And now we're gonna have to combine.
It's gonna be an office and a guest room.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be office and guest room, but like
you get a lot of guests that come in around town. Their families not often like
yeah.
It's the don't stay to our house.
Yeah.
Down payment options and not agency
My preference.
Get a free pre-approval now
Right.
at ccm.com
Yeah.
and search for us.
So
UTERA. At
Sounds like a
Country
fun.
Mortgage. When it's time to move, we're right behind you.
I'll give you my seal of approval that you're ready to go.
366 MLSConsumerAccess.org.
Welcome back to Toole Time Real Estate Radio on WWDB 860 AM. I'm Tom Toole. She's Sarah Timon. We both work at the Tom Toole Sales Group at RE/MAX Main Line, the #1 RE/MAX team in Pennsylvania since 2018. There's a lot of stuff happening locally when it comes to housing and development. I really wanted to take some time to hit on this. The Exton Square Mall's plans have changed. Do you ever go to the Exton Square Mall?
No.
Never been there? I used to work there when I was in high school. Hahnemann, that's being converted into apartments after, I guess, 15 years of being vacant. That's insane.
oh my gosh.
The Sixers are buying buildings along Market East, and we're going to talk about an event happening in Philly tomorrow night. I want to get your reaction to this, Sarah. So if you get some value out of this or you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and if you want to schedule a call with our team about how some of this development may affect your real estate needs, you can connect directly with Sarah. She's a total pro. Many happy listeners have used her for their real estate needs. You can schedule a call with her with the link in the comments. So the Exton Square Mall got sold to Abrams Realty a while ago, and they have revised their plans. This is over in West Whiteland Township, right around 30 and Route 100. The original plans were for 376 rental apartments and 243 for sale townhomes. They're now removing 73 of the townhomes and the addition of a luxury active adult rental building and 6 acres of green space and a more open entry at Route 30 and an improved stormwater infrastructure. So what do you think about these plans for the mall? I mean, because the mall, I remember when they expanded that mall, because the Exton Square Mall used to be this like really small mall.
Yeah.
And then they expanded it. I was working at American Eagle Outfitters at the time. And then this was back when I was in high school. That's how long ago this was.
So is it still going to are they knocking down the mall? Is it still going to be the mall structure, but then within the mall, they're like.
There is going to be some demo with the mall for sure.
Yeah.
So the project and this, the scope of the project here is to blend suburbia and city life is kind of the idea. And this was the original plan was published back in April. It's a 52-year-old mall. They bought it for $34.3 million in April, and they're going to have some commercial space. There's going to be 147,000 square feet of commercial space, 95,000 square feet dedicated to fitness and entertainment, 48,000 square feet of office space, all in this like park-like setting. So it's kind of like. Sounds like King of Prussia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which, I mean, I feel like that would be a good use of the space. Like it's so convenient having a little like town center with restaurants and things that are walkable for all of the new like residences that are going to be built right there.
I mean, there is a demand for this for sure. I mean, I was talking with your husband Eric about like the convenience you have to get into King of Prussia, and like that's really appealing. You look at the townhomes and condos that have sold around the town center there. There was the Toll Brothers development. We've sold a number of them, and people do like that for sure. So there is a demand for that, and I think that I'm curious what the price point is going to be on these things. Mm-hmm. I'd love them to have kept the townhomes because we could use some more townhomes in Exton and Westchester. There's a lot of demand for that. One of the unfortunate things about this is if SEPTA cuts the rail line, they don't have that access to the Exton station anymore. That used to be like right up the street because that regional rail line is going to get cut. But I do see this as a positive here because you look at Main Street across Route 100. They did the same thing. Like they have a couple of restaurants there. It was like I don't know what it is now. It used to be like a Modell's before Modell's got closed down, and they had all like Old Navy's in there. So there's a lot of like that shopping, walk around sort of space. But I mean, this tends to be Malvern did something similar where the Wegmans is in Malvern. Um, this is what people tend to want, like this mixed use space. So I do think it's a good move. I'm surprised they're cutting out some of the housing units there, and I'm curious about this like active adult rental place.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, think about how few 55 and over communities there are, and how many people actually want to move to them.
Right.
Now I don't know they want to rent either. See, I'd love to see some of this stuff go for sale. I think the rental is the worst part about all this. I mean, and I don't know that we need a lot more office space. I mean, it's 150,000 square feet of office space. I mean, the 48,000 square feet, or excuse me, 150,000 square feet of commercial space and 48,000 of office space. I think I could give Exton a bump because there's really, I mean, once you get out to Exton, it gets pretty rural after that.
Sure. Yeah.
What do you think it's going to do to traffic out there?
Well, I mean, I guess from when the mall was, I mean, I guess traffic died down after the mall. I don't know. Like, so maybe it goes back roughly to where it was when people would go to the mall a lot.
I mean, that stretch of 100 there is like a nightmare. So Wendy from our office drives that daily because that's where like the 30 bypass comes in.
Yeah.
And it can get very bad. So I think that's going to be a problem. And in fact, I think traffic's going to be an issue unless they expand and make the roads a little wider there.
Yeah. I wonder, I guess, how many like different ways to get in and out of there they'll like have, like if everybody's going to be funneled in one direction, or if you can get like funneled out a couple different ways.
Well, I think, I mean, and this is the problem with these malls. They have like this whole open space and no one's in there anymore. No, I mean, when's the last time you went to the mall? Seriously.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I can't remember. I took my kid to an escape room on the outside of the King of Prussia Mall for a birthday party. Wouldn't even go in. That was just to go to the escape room.
Right. So. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the last time I was at the King of Prussia Mall, it was for a restaurant that was at like around the outside.
Well, and I think more people go to the, and this is just a guess, but I think more people go to the town center because they have so many more like restaurants and things down there. Like, and King of Prussia now is adding a lot of that, which I think, and that's the only mall that's been able to sustain everything because everyone else is going out. I mean, the Plymouth Meeting Mall, if you've been there, like that's still open. It's like a ghost town. Like no one goes to these places anymore.
Right. But I would, even though I don't go, I would like the option because like every once in a while there is something that it's like you either need it that day
Mm-hmm.
or like you want to be able to like try it on or see what really fits. So I like that the King of Prussia Mall is still there.
You sound like the typical real estate agent. You want things that you're not going to use, right?
Yes.
Like people, and I mean, I'm half joking, but this happened. We were doing this 5 a.m. call for like years, and like the listener, we charted all the listeners, and it was down like very low. And then all of a sudden we said, we're not going to do it anymore. Everyone's like, oh, I can't believe you're not doing this. My guys don't listen anyway. What are we talking about here? So
right.
That's a typical real estate agent response there. Good job.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be good for Exton if there's going to be like you got to have things that are going to bring people in. I think restaurants are always going to bring people in. People do want to go out. You look at Suburban Square is a great example. I mean, they have like very niche retail there. It's not like these big box stores because I think most people are just going to end up going to King of Prussia or they go to like Target.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Hahnemann University. So this is interesting. I used to live right by Hahnemann University a long time ago, and it closed down when I was still living in Philadelphia. So 6 years after Hahnemann University Hospital filed for bankruptcy, the long vacant towers are on the brink of getting a fresh start as apartment buildings. New York developer, the Dwight City Group, has the 2 Broad Street towers and 3 other former Hahnemann properties under contract and expects to close on the acquisition after a bankruptcy auction tomorrow on Wednesday. And they placed stalking horse bids totaling, I don't know what that is. Sounds cool. Totaling $16.25 million on the 5 buildings. And they plan to convert the former patient towers into 288 residential units with commercial space. And they have, that's what they told the Philadelphia Business Journal. So what do you think about all those rentals going in there? I mean, it's kind of wild. That's been vacant that long.
Yeah, that seems like a low. They got 5 buildings for $16 million.
Yeah.
Seems low.
Well, I guess they've been, no one else has bought them though. I mean, so
I guess you're gonna have to you're gonna have to put a lot of money into.
I was reading an article about this where developers, you can actually save a lot of money by restoring these buildings versus building from the site up. So I think there's got, I mean, a hospital's not built to be residential, so there's gonna have to be a lot of conversion there. The whole thing is wild to me. And they do have, they also bid on and won the bid for the University of the Arts before the school closed last year, and they had received permits to convert the 120,000 square foot building into 84 apartments. So it looks like this is their playbook here for sure. I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, that's like right at Broad and Vine, and these vacant buildings are there. It's just that whole part of the city is just, it's very eerie when you go down there.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's great if they're going to be able to do something good with it.
So, I mean, do you think that brings in more businesses coming in that way? Because I know the Sixers just talked about they're buying buildings on Market East, which is like right there, because that Market East corridor was supposed to be revitalized with the new arena until they struck the deal down in South Philly. And now that you're seeing Comcast and the Sixers, they recently bought 920 to 938 Market and 1000 to 1024 Market Street. In the fashion district. Who knew we had a fashion district? I think it's like Ross and Marshall's down there. But it's nothing against those stores either, but that's not what you think of when you think of fashion. I mean, are we going to see some development in this part of town? Because I used to live not far from there. I used to live just south of Spring Garden off 12th Street. And there is nobody walking around that part of the city.
Yeah.
It's very eerie. There's a lot of abandoned buildings.
I think so. I think we will see stuff. Like, I think it's going to kind of just like crawl along, like as blocks come around, restaurants and shops will start coming in.
I mean, do you think more people are going to move there? I mean, do you think I'd love to see some, again, residential development, but I think you got to build commercial first in the city to even get people to want to go there.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're going to have to go commercial. Well, yeah. Right. Because people are going to want to be able to, like, part of like one of the great things about living in the city is being able to walk around the corner to restaurants, shops, all of that. So yeah, but I think it'll bring people in and bring things moving along. But it's one of those where it's kind of scary not scary, but like being the first ones in.
Let me tell you something. It's scary walking around that part of the city. I lived there we lived right off 12th Street, south of Spring Garden. I mean, you would walk down the street, you wouldn't see anybody for a couple blocks. And it's like, wow, someone could kill me right now. And literally, and you wouldn't, no one would see you. So, and then I was part of this F3 group where they would, we'd meet up right outside the convention center and like work out on like Saturday mornings. And there was like nobody down there. Like, and Saturday morning's one thing, but this part of the city, it's just like it looks cool. Like it looks like a big city, but there's nobody hanging out there. And and you're right by City Hall. There's all this great architecture. So that's why I was kind of disappointed the Sixers didn't have the downtown arena because I mean, otherwise you're just going and you're going down to the parking lots down there. And hopefully it'll be cool when they get done with it in like 5 years. But that part of the city is it's very eerie.
Yeah. Could use a little bump.
I think more than a little bump. So, apparently there's, and there's obviously concerns like that. I know Chinatown was up in arms about the development with the arena. So that was heavily opposed. I think that could make people feel more comfortable visiting Chinatown. I think that's a good thing that if they're going to revitalize like the fashion district and all that, you got the train station right there. Market East Station's there as long as they keep these SEPTA stations open, which would be great. But there's not really like an anchor store. I think that was the thing. That was the sad part about Macy's closing is that there's not like a store you would normally go to there. I mean, it doesn't sound like you go shopping anyway, though. Not really.
Not much.
I'm right there with you. My hope is this would revitalize Center City because that's like the one. If you look at Center City, let's take it like south all the way up to Girard, right? Okay. That's like the one part that it's like you get from about like 16th Street up to about 6th Street. I mean, there's nothing there.
Right. Yeah.
Well, let's hope that's the case. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I think there's some good things that could come out of that for sure. So the last thing I want to talk to you about, Sarah, dinner en blanc. You don't know what this is, do you?
I mean, I know it's something that you wear all white too.
I knew that too. So it's an annual picnic. That's and it's the registration opens tomorrow. It's not this week. It doesn't come back until August 21st. And if you look at what dinner, so if you want to register for this, apparently it's like $56. Here's the kicker: you got to bring. It's the 13th edition of this, and they always have it at like these. It's inspired by the Great Gatsby, the Great Gatsby, and it's 5,000 people dressed in white, and spots are reserved each year for members who attended the prior year. They're sold in pairs at $56 each, and a $14 per person membership fee. Sounds like the ticket charges you get. Like you buy like a ticket to the Phillies game, and it's an extra $20.
Yep.
And it's a secret location of the event until shortly before it begins. In the past, it's been at Logan Circle, the Art Museum, the Navy Yard, the Avenue of the Arts, and on the night of the dinner, attendees meet at the designated time and place where volunteers will lead them to the picnic grounds. And you got to bring your own table, your own chairs, utensils, and they can't be disposable, a picnic basket, and garbage bag, one garbage bag at least. And you can either buy the meal from home or order it from Dinner on Blank's gourmet catering service. And it's held rain or shine. This year, there's going to be jazz music from Drew Nugent and the Midnight Society, and other bands still be announced. And if you want to get tickets, you can create an account at the Dinner on Blanc website. This is happening in about a month, but registration opens tomorrow. Would you go to this? Is my first question. I want to get your take on this. We didn't really talk about this other than like, you know what it is.
I mean, I think if I had like a bunch of friends that were going to it and it was going to be like a fun thing that we were all going to do, then I would be like down to go. But it's not something that I would be like seeking out to go do.
I mean, this sounds like
I don't, like Eric and I aren't going.
Yeah, well,
if it's just us.
I'd be more surprised if Eric went than you went. That's just knowing you guys. But this is one of those things. It sounds like, okay, like, cool, I guess, but it sounds like a real pain in the butt. Like you're carrying a chair and tables around, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised that it's not like already set up.
I guess that's the only way they know how to do it. And it's, you know, it's just one of those things. It sounds like kind of pretentious. Like, I don't know. I mean, It's like, we're going to do this. We're going to go to, and then it's like, who knows where the next site's going to be? It's like, is it going to be like some back alley where like Ben Franklin, like fist fought like Thomas Paine after having a couple drinks or something? Like, and you're drinking like some warm spumante champagne and some nuts that you bought in like the Wegmans aisle. Like, I don't know what goes on here. So
yeah,
it's, you know, I guess it's cool. I don't, it sounds like one of those things where it's like, if I went there, I'd probably want to leave immediately. I mean, it just seems like just a whole real pain in the butt, but it's going on 13 years. So what do I know?
Sure.
I can't imagine. Like, what if it's really hot out too? And this is one of those things I'm not really sold on.
Right.
Well, so Sarah, you're not going to Dinner on Blank. Neither am I, clearly. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We got some great new listings we're going to talk about, as well as some incredible open houses. We'll be right back on Toole Time Real Estate Radio on WWDB 860 AM.
The red tape when getting your mortgage from a big or online bank. At Mortgage America, we have access to big bank money, but with the personalized and detailed service.
Like punch everyone that goes.
We are here in your community.
Why not? Like it's called something else, but I know like Lancaster has one, but I don't know.
Lancaster seems like much more fun. You can trudge around the city. You can probably drive there. Like,
yeah, I'm not sure if it's
or give us a call.
Like you have to bring your own tables and shit though. I don't know. I haven't been to it, but
the Tom Toole Sales Group is the #1 RE/MAX team in Pennsylvania with over $165 million in volume for 2021. I'm Tom Toole, and our team has achieved that kind of success by being a great place to work with and to work for. No one knows Greater Philly better than we do. We know real estate, but more importantly, we're real people. We hire the best agents and we give them all the tools to succeed. Even our brand new agents sell 17 to 24 homes a year because our team delivers the best experience in real estate. Teams deliver a better experience than individuals, and we're a top 1% real estate team in the country. We call it AAA service. We're your advocate, ally, and advisor. Because this isn't a transaction to us, it's a relationship. If you're buying or selling a home, call the Tom Toole Sales Group at RE/MAX main line.
Not open house this weekend.
692-6976 or visit tomtoole.com. That's tomtoole.com. Sell your home for more, and remember the real estate golden rule. You always get more when you work with Tom Toole.
I was going to leave today, and the latch on my car door stopped working, so I couldn't close the door.
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
oh, damn it.
It was so hot out. I'm like sweating profusely, like trying to close this thing. The air conditioner's not working. I think the new neighbors like cursing.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
just like losing my mind. I had to call like roadside. Oh, it was horrible.
Visit the Sutera team at Cross Country Mortgage.
The roadside assistance. Fix it in like 10 seconds. I'm like, great. I'm an idiot.
Nearly any unique home buying situation.
Well, I'm glad you were able to get into it.
Well, I mean, better than happened there than like at the office. At least I could just go back inside.
Right.
Now at ccm.com and search for us, the Suteras. That's SUTERA at Cross Country Mortgage. When it's time to move, we're right behind you. Equal housing opportunity, subject to credit approval, and FAM 9 MLS 1390366 MLSConsumerAccess.org.
All right. Welcome back to Toole Time Real Estate Radio on WWDB 860 AM. I'm Tom Toole. She's Sarah Timon. We both work at the Tom Toole Sales Group at RE/MAX Mainline, the #1 RE/MAX team in Pennsylvania since 2018. And we have 4 incredible new listings coming to the market. We've got a ton of open houses this weekend. Sarah and I are going to break them down all next. And if you want to schedule an appointment for any of these, you want to get into some of these homes, click on the link in the comments, talk to Sarah. She'll get you in for a private tour, and we'll be able to show you these new properties that we've got that are coming live. So the first one here we got, Sarah, this is actually, I think might be a great opportunity for somebody. It's at 3931 Dexter Street in Roxborough. So this was built in 2019. It's a 3-bedroom, 3 full, 1.5 bath property. 2,268 square feet. It's an end unit row home, so an end of row. And it was built in 2019, 3 beds, 3 full, 1.5 baths, got a finished basement. You look at the photos on this place. I mean, this is a nice looking home for sure. I mean, it's got a big open floor plan, very modern, finished basement. The kitchen's all been redone. It's got a nice backyard, and you're right in the middle of Roxborough, which is nice. I mean, you're literally like 4 or 5 blocks from Main Street and Crescent Street there. So, I mean, you can kind of get down to what you want to get to. You're very close to Ridge Ave as well. The asking price on this is $665, and there's going to be 2 open houses this weekend on the 19th and the 20th. So it's Saturday and Sunday, both 12 to 2. Great opportunity to get into Roxborough and Manayunk. It's an eco-friendly home. It's got 3 years left on its 10-year tax abatement. This is a great looking property, and you've got, again, 3 full baths, 3 bedrooms. So that's being offered at $665. Open this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from 12 to 2, 3931 Dexter Street. What do we got next?
Awesome. We have got 38 Clement Court in Downingtown. So this is a end of row townhouse, 3 bed, 2.5 bath, 1,776 square feet. This is being offered at $565. It was built in 2013. And we are also having 2 open houses for this one, Saturday 12 to 2 and Sunday 12 to 2.
That's a nice community up there. I mean, you're right in, obviously, Applecross. I know a lot of people want to be in that neighborhood. There's a golf course there, some other great amenities. So very cool. Nice looking property as well. The third new listing we have is at 1324 Locust Street, right downtown. It's in right off Broad Street. I mean, you're literally a block off. It's a studio, 382 square feet. It's offered less than $100,000. I didn't know you could buy homes for less than $100,000. Mm-hmm. It's in great shape. It's on the 11th floor. It's an efficient unit. It's got new cabinets, stainless steel appliances. What a value under $100,000. I didn't know these existed anymore. So this is, I did know they existed, but it's an incredible location. I mean, you're right in the middle of everything in Center City.
Yeah, that location is awesome. And then we've got one more that's coming soon, 835 Cross Street in Philadelphia. It's a 2 bed, 1.5 bath, just over 1,000 square foot interior row home. It's listed at $349,999. Let's see here. There is a open house on Saturday from 11 to 1. And let me see here. Yeah, and it's being offered just under $350. So this is like in between Passyunk Square and Dickinson Narrows.
You know that neighborhood pretty well. That's a great spot down there.
Yeah.
So we also got a lot of open houses. Indian Way in Malvern. So this is an incredible home. It's in Willistown. It's priced just under $2 million, $1.995 million. This is a 7-bed. Can you imagine what you do with 7 bedrooms?
Oh my gosh.
5 full baths, 3 half baths. It's 8,237 square feet. The home was originally built in 79, and the current owner added a bunch on, fixed it up. I mean, it's got a great backyard. You're right in the middle of Willistown, and that's going to be open on Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. Great opportunity there. A lot of high-end finishes. You got 2 acres, 1,000 square foot finished basement, and that's again 16 Indian Way in Malvern. Sunday from 1 to 3.
We've got 84 Hunters Drive in Gilbertsville. This is a interior townhouse being offered at $419,999 with 2 open houses, Saturday from 1 to 3 and Sunday from 1 to 3.
Awesome. And then we've also got 2302 Highland Avenue in Drexel Hill. So this is a great neighborhood in Drexel Hill. It's open Saturday 11 to 1, Sunday 12 to 2. And this property in particular, it's a 3-bed, 1-bath row home. It's 1,314 square feet. And it's all clean, neat, redone. It's in great shape. I mean, this is a very clean property. If you're looking for something you can move right into, this would be it. It's right by the high school and by Monsignor Bonner and off State Road. Asking price is $265. Saturday 11 to 1 and Sunday 12 to 2. You can go check that home out.
We've got one at 1912 Hoffman Street in Philly. This one just had a price adjustment recently. It went from $300 to $284,999. Also is having 2 open houses, Saturday 11 to 1 and Sunday 12 to 2. Interior row house, 3-bed, 1.5 bath, just under 1,000 square feet.
We got 2 more open houses here. So we've got listings. If you're looking for listings, get in touch with Sarah. 117 Locust Lane. This is in Nedia. So it hit the market last week at 6:30. The seller already adjusted the price to $599. That's going to be open Saturday 12 to 2, Sunday 1 to 3, right off Baltimore Pike, minutes from Media Borough. And we got one more, right, Sarah?
Is that one 2325 West 4th Street?
Yep, yeah, in Chester, exactly.
And that is going to be Saturday from 11 to 1.
All right, so if you got some value out of this show, give us a follow on YouTube here. Drop a review, do something. Or more importantly, if you want to see one of these houses, get in touch with Sarah. Click on the link in the comments. You can connect with her on Instagram. It's at Ty_Ty_Time. That's TY_TYTIME. You can follow me at TomToole3RD, at TomToole3rd on Instagram. And we'll be back next week on Toole Time Real Estate Radio on WWDB 860 AM.